One. Cody's over there working up a sweat already to the reggae music. Keep it on, Cody. Keep it on.
And now we understand why Owasso is so cloudy is because you're into the reggae, so it's not really clouds, it's ganja smoke.
Yeah. There's a song about the ganja smoke.
So should we be doing this outside then?
Well, it's private office. So
Maybe.
Welcome to another great opening to the Huddle. October 17th. 2023, and it's finally looking like October 17th outside. A little semi-gloomy fall day. And we are going to start off the Huddle, well, hopefully in better fashion than we opened it, with talking about the ganja smoke in the clouds. My favorite new segment of ours is Brian's meme of the week, and we're just going to open with that and get started on that. So we have Brian in person, in the flesh, to talk about his meme of the week, and he actually is the one that selected the meme of the week.
Oh, I actually have to talk about it?
Well, yes.
I mean, my memes speak for themselves.
Well, then let's just see how Brian's meme of the week comes off.
I think this is the most fitting one for Owasso, though.
Well, let's be careful about how we talk about that. So, Brian's meme.
Anything can come out in post-production.
Right. Yeah, well, we're trying to keep as much in the recording as we can here. Let's not insult our citizenry, because we shouldn't. So, smoke brisket, not meth, Brian. So, you chose this this meme based on popularity from your posts. We filtered it down to one that was suitable-ish for the video today.
For this venue.
Yeah, for this venue. I mean, come on, guys. Let's first of all, we all love brisket in this office, right? Am I right?
Absolutely. I'm smoking ribs and chicken Saturday for the Michigan State game. So
disgusting.
Right. So do you put a filter on that? No. So ribs and
chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Very good. Very good.
And I'm assuming that we all have a standing invite.
I don't care.
I would say that
was not a yes. I was like, I don't care.
If you show up, there will be food.
That did not sound like a real good invitation by any means. Not solid, nor standing. Phil, before we get started on the rest of the show, we should probably talk to our newlywed, Mr. Phil Hadley. Sorry we're bringing your personal stuff into the show, but we've been doing it the whole time you were gone. So,
Mr. Phil Hadley.
Mr. Phil Hadley, that's right. I did make sure that the viewing public knew that you were a spoken for man. So the phone calls and emails and text messages should stop. They should. But congratulations from everybody here at at Home Field Michigan Real Estate. We're happy for you and the missus.
Thank you.
We may have questioned her decision-making process in one of our previous episodes, but nonetheless,
we did not. We did every episode.
I mean, everything went well over there for the wedding and post-wedding activities, I assume.
Yeah, it was very good.
Good. Mr. Humility here is going to just not talk a lot about his personal stuff, so we'll roll with that. But congratulations from all of us.
I just want to note the fact that since he's become married, that he's so busy that he can't even touch a razor anymore.
I was asked not to shave it.
Oh. I think we like the new Mrs. Hadley.
Yeah.
We're opening the folder page by page, just a little bit.
Well, the new.
Oh, she didn't wait very long. It wasn't like she lay.
No, that's great. The new Mrs. Hadley prefers facial hair, huh?
Yep.
Very good. We like her. All right. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on around Shiawassee County and Owasso. Who has any community updates for us?
Well, this weekend, this Saturday, is trick-or-treating in downtown Owasso. which is going to be pretty cool because I'll be here.
You'll be here. And
I'll be dressed as a realtor.
When are you gonna? You should try wearing that outfit to work.
I have a feeling there's going to have a lot of outtakes. A lot of outtakes.
I'm not taking that out. Are you kidding me? That's not an outtake. What time will you be wearing this realtor outfit downtown?
It is from
trick or treating.
11 to 1, I believe. I'll double check here.
All right. 12 to 1.
So you're going to go buy it Saturday morning then?
Very good.
It's okay.
Very good.
It's okay. I understand.
So, while Brian confirms.
Oh, I spoke too soon. Sorry. It's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday. I apologize.
Right, well, there will be a few outtakes removed
And
from this.
I have it as 12 to 2. Because that's what I pulled it off of Facebook.
So that is.
Okay. Oh, wait. We still have another week. I can go out and verify.
Well,
It's just 1 hour, 12 to 1, because it ends when the farmer's market gets over at 1 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
And you have to have about 1,500 to 2,000 pieces of candy, is my understanding.
You got to have a lot. We brought Eli down last year, and we're going to this year too. And you got some long lines waiting for candy.
And I'm wondering, is like nobody's even said anything like as far as if you're supposed to participate or not to participate.
They probably just want as many participants as they can get. The more people, the more businesses you have open, it breaks people up too, makes it better.
They just did not say a word about asking who's participating or not participating.
And I did buy a ton of candy for Ghouls Night Out, so we have a lot of candy that we can buy a little bit more. And then if we run out of that, I mean, Jars is 2 blocks away.
Yeah, let's not go with the jars handout candy.
A jar of candy.
Oh yeah, there are jars of candy.
Jars
Gotcha.
of candy.
Yes. There you have a little less candy today than you had yesterday, by the way. I did get into it while I was here in the office in the afternoon. I like Twix.
We noticed.
I like Twix.
I know somebody's been sorting through and pulling out all the Snickers.
No, that's not me. I prefer the Twix. Next time you buy a variety of candy, get more Twix, would you?
Sure, boss.
What else is going on around Shiawassee County events that we need to know about? Anybody?
I received an email. We were asked to do, this is a while out, but the Glow Parade. So I have the sign-up sheet to fill that out and send that in.
Okay.
So we need to get going on a float.
Yeah. Yes. Still would love to have a trailer just for the house, like its own trailer that it fits.
Brian's got enough pendings, probably can make it happen.
All right, moving on.
Do you want me to run down the list? I actually just pulled up. There actually is some cool stuff going on this weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
So actually, big thing this weekend. I haven't seen a ton of it. I'm really surprised I haven't seen as much promotion. But Oktoberfest is this weekend, this Saturday, and it's going to be held in the parking lot at Sideline again this year. There's also the DeFreeze Fall Festival this weekend, also on Saturday, and Fortitude Farms is doing their Glow All Out Corn Maze at 8 p.m. this Saturday.
So, you two were at the Shiawassee Regional. No, wait, that's not. That's the old name. The Greater Shiawassee Association of Realtors. You were at the annual meeting at Fortitude last week.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit of how it was out at Fortitude. You don't have to talk about the meeting, but how was it out at Fortitude?
I had actually had a great conversation with one of the owners because when they first opened up, they were kind of billing themselves as a kind of an outdoor fitness facility, and they have done a 180 from that. They still have trails out there, and they have a few of the the courses that they used to have out there, but they're focused more. It sounds like they're want to do like more like Uncle John's Cider Mill kind of thing, where they're going to be doing more events and things like that, as opposed to just being known as the exercise facility. So it looks pretty cool. They're doing a lot of construction out there. So they have 2 new buildings, and I mean, this year the corn maze is brand new, so it's pretty cool too. My kids loved it, so
Good.
Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have the corn maze, which is awesome. They have a flower garden where they do dinner events where you can go eat dinner with your spouse in the gardens.
Does it have to be your spouse?
I suggest it.
What are you planning, Jeff?
No, I mean like a friend, a cousin, daughter, whatever. Like, I mean, it could be a lot of things.
You're gonna be romantic with your cousin.
Is that what it is? Is it a romantic setting? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, you're in a flower garden.
I mean, people that don't choose to be romantic like flower gardens too. I'm confused. Okay.
This is why I don't talk in these meetings.
You don't?
Oh,
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. What else? What else is going on?
I'm not talking anymore.
no, me neither. I'm done.
Talk about a host shutting things down. So, Phil,
Yeah.
let's catch up. All right. So I suppose that's all you guys have to say about what's going on around the community. That's great. I would like for us to play a little around the horn. Talking about market conditions, observations. What are you seeing? This is a little off of the market conditions conversation. I just want to do a little bit around the horn, but share some observations from the field.
Okay. What I'm seeing is kind of weirdness. It's not typical seasonal type stuff that we would normally see, because there's like burst of activity, but the price ranges are different. Typically what I'm used to seeing is, at least in Shiawassee County, like anything under 250, boom, gone, out the door. Unless, of course, it's a fixer-upper, total basket case kind of a home. With normal turnkey homes, right now it seems that the low 100s, it still seems to be getting that kind of movement, but anything over like 150-ish seems to be getting a lot of slowness right now.
So you're seeing a gap, that 150 to 200, 250 is kind of a dead zone, is what you're saying?
Not a total dead zone, but it's a lot slower than what I would normally expect it to be.
Interesting. Cody?
I have to talk now.
Yeah, you've been asked to talk.
I mean, yeah, kind of the same thing. Just the days on market's up a little bit. Price seems to be, buyers are willing to pay over asking, but if they're not willing to go over asking, they're kind of just not writing an offer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's kind of weird. And typically we're ramping up right now. So people say this is a slow season. I don't see it as slow at all. And right now it's slower than normal. But homes are still selling. They're just sitting a little longer. Price reductions are usually 1 to 2 price reductions is common. I'm seeing.
So that kind of parlays into what I was going to say about the market. It seems like a lot of sellers are still, and this is typical. This happens every time there's a significant shift in the current market, or even just a moderate shift where either the buyers or the sellers are behind the trend a little bit. There's a lot of sellers and listing agents, for that matter, let's not put it all on the sellers, that are just behind the curve. Prices are at least flat, right? And so I think that a lot of sellers and agents are just not seeing the buying trend, the lessened demand and the slower to react buyer. So yeah, I think there are going to be a lot of price reductions now coming up for the next 6 months or so because people are just hanging on to that old market or the several months old market anyway. It's not the summer of last year, and prices.
Thank God for that.
Right, but prices don't seem to be appreciating like they at the rate that they were. So, Phil, what do you have for observations?
No, I think I would echo what's been said, but I also read I read an article yesterday to underline what Brian said about the buyer trending more towards smaller, more affordable housing, so in that lower price range. So I don't know if that's going to be a trend that we see over the next 12 to 18 months, or if that's just something that's temporary, a 6-month window, but it seems to be the trend of buyers. So I think that's helpful to target our advertising and our efforts to see what kind of listings are we going after. Obviously, all of them would be nice, but if the buyers are leaning towards a certain price range, then we should definitely be putting efforts in that direction. But yeah, the smaller, more affordable housing.
Affordable housing. That's, I think, something maybe we can talk about for a minute. For the last couple of years here in Shiawassee County, that has been a buzzword amongst city and county planners and leaders. We have a need for affordable housing, and there's no question that we do. The question is how do we define affordable housing? First of all, like what price range is affordable in Shiawassee County when the average income is what it is? And I don't know that number right now, what the average income is here, but I know that there's been a couple of efforts lately in the last couple of years, and I'm talking the project up there on Wesley Street, north of North Street off of Washington and Water by the Methodist Church, and they were going to be kit homes, like modular homes, and starting at that point, and I can't imagine it's even possible now, starting at that point, it was like $220. And I don't believe that that's affordable housing in Shiawassee County.
No.
And I don't know much about the details of that project, but it hasn't moved forward. So I assume that was really the determination, is that unfortunately building new housing for the purpose of affordable housing doesn't seem to be the answer. So, nationally, the statistics talk about new housing starts, and that's just not going to be a number that here in Shiawassee County or mid-Michigan that is going to tell us a whole lot of information. And I say Shiawassee County, probably Gratiot County, parts of Clinton County. But if you go to Genesee County and Oakland County and parts of Saginaw County, there are a lot of new builds. So that just tells us that those counties can afford those or, support new builds. And I just don't know if we can support, if that's considered, affordable. So anybody have any input on, what affordable housing is, if you have a price point or how to remedy any of this?
I think a reason why we're seeing a swing in like affordable housing being lower right now too is, hate to bring it up, but interest rates, since they've gone up a little bit, it's pushed people's limits down. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably the cause of a lot of that. So as things start to fluctuate and maybe getting into an election year, things change a little bit. Things will go back to the way they were, but it's just going to take a little bit of time.
The way they were, as in?
Like being more affordable. Either the price is going to have to adjust some or interest rates can adjust, but there's no telling what's going to happen when.
Right. During the mortgage crisis, the average sale price hung in Shiawassee County was somewhere around 115,000. And
that's what it was when I got into the business in 2015.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
It's like 110 to 113 it was that year.
and it stayed flat for a long time, too, obviously. And it wasn't until declining inventories, probably 2013, 2014, that prices started to climb. And we're talking about here in 𝙧𝙗𝙗 County. We can't really speak to other markets that we aren't as familiar with, but back then, affordable housing had a different meaning. It's all relative, obviously, but there were a lot less jobs or a lot less people working. How about that? That were seeking work, couldn't find work. And I think we have an interesting dilemma. You talk to any employer right now, and they're not short of applicants. They're short of people that are qualified and that have proven they're willing to work. I want to be very careful about how I talk about that, because there are people that, just are not capable of working, and that's a whole different conversation. But whether it's age or physical conditions or whatever, but there are people that are qualified to work for many of the jobs that are available in 𝙧𝙗𝙗 County, that they don't seek the work. Again, I'm going to be very careful about how we have that conversation, because I don't want to offend the wrong.
That is eggshells you're treading on.
It is, but but you talk to any employer, and that's what they say, is that they're getting unqualified applicants, and the ones that are qualified that are seeking those jobs tend to not stick around. They don't keep the job. So it's just an interesting, and I know that COVID, the money that came out for COVID, I think really started a trend of, extra government dependency, where they didn't need to work. They were being paid. So a lot of our goods and services, A, were not available anymore. B, the ones that were, the prices had to go up in order to maintain. So it's a very interesting side effect of supporting people through the COVID lockdowns. But I think all of that, when it comes to the economy and the real estate market, all of that has had something to do with where we are right now. Employers needing people to work, can't find them to work. That's an interesting problem that maybe I'm not qualified to talk about when it comes to employment and all that stuff. But it does have an impact on real estate here, because apparently, in order to afford a mortgage, you have to have an income, which is a pretty interesting concept, right? So, yeah, it does impact us greatly.
So maybe here's some info off of demographics. Maybe this will help to spur the conversation or end it, one of the two. So average income, so median income per person is right around $30,600. So for 𝙧𝙗𝙗 County, median household is $58,000. So if you take that rule of thumb, you double it. So let's say we're in the like 118 ballpark for that. So, but they're saying that the average home costs around $134,000 in 𝙧𝙗𝙗 County. So I would say that would be our watermark. And so somewhere around 120,000 is what I would lean towards. If you want to talk about what people deem affordable in 𝙧𝙗𝙗 County, that's what it would be.
120,000. So that's good. That's a good benchmark to talk about. So what are you guys seeing out there for 120,000?
Not much. I actually have two buyers that are right around 125, and I've been working with them for about the one going on about 6 months now, just because everything below 120, I mean, it's hit or miss. You either have some decent homes in older neighborhoods, smaller, not exactly ideal for a growing family, or you have total basket cases. I mean, something that's going to need a lot of sweat equity to bring it up to par.
Well, and the condition of the home has a lot to do with its saleability because of loan programs. So if we're talking about affordable homes, that typically comes with mortgage, or a buyer that's looking in that price range typically has to obtain a mortgage, and the primary mortgage for a situation like that is typically rural development. It's a zero down program. It's a great program, but the condition of the house is required to be, better than a basket case.
Correct.
Maybe is the best way to put it. So then adds another layer of dilemma to affordable housing. Things that are priced affordably may not be in a condition that will qualify for most mortgages, or at least the mortgages that most buyers in that price range qualify for. I believe that definitely contributes to our buyer demand issue. There's a lot of buyers still hanging on out there that haven't been able to find something that meets the criteria of their loan. I know I get a lot of my buyers, when we get deep into conversation, say the consultation appointment, I focus a lot on loan programs, and I focus a lot with my sellers on loan programs, because if we identify who our market is or who our potential buyer is, it's typically a buyer that has to carry a mortgage. With that comes those condition criteria. So we take a good look at the house and figure out, all right, what do we have to do to overcome those limitations for mortgages? So, not that our real estate market's doom and gloom, but there are some real issues for a lot of people that are not able to find what they're looking for a multitude of reasons.
And one of the factors that adds to that is the fact that everything that is affordable is already built. There is no way that you are building a new home that is going to be under $300,000. It's almost impossible.
Not if you're trying to not lose money.
Well, right. If you're not trying to lose money, and also all the hoops that you have to jump through to meet International Builder Code and local laws regarding building codes, you're not going to be able to touch it. I mean, I was just crunching numbers on this for the potential of building a tiny house. If I could get a zoning variance to do it, and to build a tiny house, your costs are right around $150, because, I mean, if you're building in city limits, it's $10,000 just to hook up to the water, not even the sewer, just the water. If you're looking out in the country, it's $10,000-$12,000 to dig a well, and another $10,000 to $12,000 to hook up septic. I mean, alone, those are huge costs that you have, and you haven't even started on the foundation.
Yep. There's a lot for a buyer to consider. There's a lot for a builder. That's the other thing. So talk about, I kind of went off straight away. Building requirements with the energy efficiency requirements built in, the airtight, the even like on the heating and cooling products have, such tight restrictions now that you can't get a relatively affordable furnace, say, in a new house, because it has to meet all these criteria. And not to say that there's something wrong with energy efficiency in a house, but it's certainly a limiting factor to keeping it affordable, big time. And talk to any builder, and they were building the same house. If you're talking relative speaking, perhaps adjusted for inflation or material costs, they were building these houses 30 and 40% cheaper 5-6 years ago. Well, probably 10 years ago now with the building codes. And most homeowners don't report any significant difference in energy efficiency. So it's a overregulation from one of the 3 lettered agencies, potentially. Now, is there some good that comes out of those? I'm sure there are. But we're in a point right now where people are struggling for affordability, and there's a million factors that cause it. I think we beat that dead horse. And I don't know that I have anything else to say.
Well, regarding market conditions, and this goes hand in hand with that, is also looking at what's going on in the local community. And I know that we're getting ready to have another GM strike here in the near future.
We have it.
And so every time that happens, things go into the tank for a while.
Yeah, and the other thing is, we have a potential mega site for, I think it's for steel processing foundry of some sort, east of Owasso, west of Flint. And there's some big opposition to it, and I don't have an opinion, frankly, either way, because I don't live in that area, and my home wouldn't be directly impacted by the traffic and the potential pollution and change in landscape and all that stuff. So I understand those concerns from those homeowners. At the same time, jobs, So how do you weigh the two? Jobs in this area would be significant. It'd be a huge employer for this area. At least you would hope that most of the people employed there would be from this area. So that could have a potentially positive impact on the real estate market and the economy here. And again, I say that knowing that I'm not one of the people directly impacted by a huge site being built near my house. So, but that would be a significant employer. I forget the number that initially was talked about, but as you guys know, there's some opposition to that site and to the SCDP's fostering of that site development. That'll be interesting to see what happens. I know that Swartz Creek and Durand have expressed their disinterest in the project and the SCDP's involvement in it. So it's interesting.
They've been talking about that for a few years.
They have. Well, yeah, actually,
Quite a few years.
quite a few. And I don't know. I don't have an answer. Progress does come with some pain. There are some things to sacrifice in the name of progress, and whose willingness to sacrifice more or whatever is the correct one. I don't have an answer for that. That is for another call-in radio show like Frasier or something like that. But can we got anything else? We covered Brian's meme of the week. We covered the market conditions greatly. So I think we've done well. We've picked on the newlywed a little bit. I've been able to pick on you too. So I think that 17 October 23.
Actually, I'm going to get your guys' input on this because it seems like everyone's been the butt of a joke this morning, with the exception of
that
Jeff.
After we turned on the camera. I got my share before the camera turned on.
Oh, we got Jeff.
Jeff got himself, and you guys took advantage of it. That's good. All right. Cody's got to go work out.
I got 5 minutes to get there and change. You guys wait though.